Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, let's check in the Warriors and Pelicans. Brandon Ingram back in the lineup after missing the last 4 games.
Oh,
He looked just fine.
whoa, man.
Everybody got water on their floor?
Something's going on.
Jose Alvarado to Zion.
Okay. Can I see that again?
I think that's an automatic. Anytime he gets it done, we got to give you a replay. CJ McCollum smooth.
CJ in his suitcase. He got more in the bag. He got a suitcase.
New Orleans up 61-54 at the break. Jonathan Kuminga doing what he could. Golden State not playing their big guns in this contest. Ingram beating the buzzer at 26 points in the game. Jordan Poole doing what he can.
Different type of step back.
Larry Nance Jr. on Anthony Lamb as the Warriors lose their 5th straight game. New Orleans 114-105. Again, Brandon Ingram leading the way with 26 points after missing 4 games. CJ McCollum 20, Zion 16. A nice balanced effort all around for the Pelicans, who improved to 5-3. This is a team, guys, that, I mean, you look at them on paper, this is a deep team when healthy.
For sure. And not only they're a deep team, it was constructed extremely well. I love the guys coming off the bench. They got a mixture of some veterans. They got a mixture of some young guys. But what I love about the young guys, the Bill and GA, the young guys feel like veterans. All their young guys feel like they've been around. They just come out and do their job. But they're sharing the basketball. I mean, when you look at the Pelicans, I think they're in the top 4 or 5 in assists. But also they're getting close to 60 points in the paint. That really helps you if you can get that many points in the paint. And Willie Green can go big, he can go small, he can go isolation. It seems like they have a mismatch at a lot of different positions, but it's not a lot of isolation basketball. That's what I like seeing.
Starters getting it going, so are the guys off the bench in this one as Larry Nance Jr. joins us now. And Larry, you had 20 points, 8 boards. What was working so well for you tonight when you got into the game?
These guys, you guys were just talking about it, the unselfishness of these guys. Brandon is a matchup nightmare. Same with CJ, same with Z. But, I think ball movement is the biggest thing for us. And, look, I had the easy job. All I had to do was finish with the beautiful passes they were giving me.
Well, you had some finishes tonight, too, young fella. That's for sure. You know what? Talk a little bit about where you guys are now in relation to where you were this time last year, because there's been tremendous growth. You had a first-year coach, maybe a little bit of doubt or concern, but it seems like you guys now have really completely turned the page.
No, it's been great. Obviously, I came over, me and CJ came over at the deadline last year, so we weren't around to start the season last year, but I think these guys were, 2-13 or 3-15 or something brutal like that. But I think that speaks volumes about Coach Willie, being able to hold the locker room. Obviously, you guys know, with losing comes a lot of issues, and the fact that Coach Willie was able to keep these guys, fighting, engaged, and locked in so that we could turn this thing around and get that valuable experience last year speaks volumes about him as a coach and as a person.
Larry, Steve Smith, you talked about that experience. You're one of the guys that have been around. You've seen a lot. And I was just speaking on it. It seems like your young guys, I mean, obviously they're young. They got to go through, their ups and downs. But they feel like vets already. It seems like you got a bunch of young guys that are not, their eyes are not wide open. They're like they fit in and look like they're buying in to the culture down there, what you guys have.
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, we had 3 rookies last year playing huge minutes for us in the playoffs. Herb Jones I think he's 22 going on 30. 4-year player at Alabama. Trey Murphy, is mature himself as well. He played 3 years in college. And then Jose, can't say enough good about him either. 4-year guy and just a spark plug for us. And these guys, getting that experience in the playoffs last year just makes you, that's the apex of basketball, right? That's the playoffs is what everybody dreams of playing when we're young. So getting that experience, allows them to, feel comfortable, playing in close games down the stretch like that. So you said it, our young guys it feels like they're not young guys. It feels like they've been in the league for a while. And having that and the versatility and depth we have is just invaluable.
And Larry, I mean, your best player is a young guy, so it's not like outside of CJ, you got a young crew that now is starting to win games. Tomorrow night, you're going to have a big one, a big challenge going up against the Hawks. Talk a little bit about that in terms of how you guys are going to approach that matchup. And do you feel like you've been on some good teams in your career as well? Do you feel like and sense that this team's got a real chance this year to make some noise in that Western Conference?
So on Atlanta, yeah, obviously the head of the snake is Trae Young there. He's what gets everything moving. But if we can make his life difficult, that's obviously that's everybody's game plan going in, is to make Trae's life difficult. But I think we got the capable defenders of doing so. So that'll be a fun one. I'm looking forward to that. But on the second question, yeah, I mean, look, I've been to the finals before. I was fortunate enough to have that experience, and this team feels just as talented as the team I went there with. Obviously we've got a great mix of vets, with CJ, Valanciunas, myself, Garrett Temple being super valuable as a leader on the bench, and all the talent in the world that are young. I think Brandon Ingram just turned 25 or 26, so still very young. Z is 22. Obviously, Trae Young. We talked about Herb, Jose, and again, I could keep going on and on, but I'll save you guys the hearing me talk. But this is a team that I think can really make some noise, and it's going to take a second for us to click, but I would have to imagine around hopefully we're clicking on all cylinders around June.
Larry, I just have a comment. I played against your dad, high flyer, and I've always watched you as a high flyer. Take me into one of those practices. It could be very quick. Were you and Zion meeting at the mountaintop? Has that happened yet? I just want to know.
Yeah, yes, it has. It has. It's it's like Kong and Godzilla.
I love it.
No, we have fun with it, and Z's as explosive as they come. So going up against him is a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Well, who got to the mountaintop, though?
But like Larry, me and GA didn't jump high, so I was just wondering, because I know how high you jump. I know how high Zion. I just, was there a rebound? Was there a block shot? Or was there a dunk attempt with both of you guys? Because I know you both was over the rim.
Right.
Like
I'll tell you
over
what.
the rim.
Here's my thoughts, right? When I load up and jump, and when Z loads up and jump, there's a whole lot more force coming from Z. So I'm just happy to be on his team. I'm not getting in the way of that freight train. So when he loads up, most of the time I just enjoy the view.
There you go. That's a vet speaking. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Kong and Godzilla. I like that. Hey, New Orleans are proving to 5-3. You guys have been a lot of fun to watch. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.